So now you already got your 5 W's and your H. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. I got it that time. Now you got that. You really dumped all the ideas from your brain on paper. So you kind of already know what services you're going to offer, the price range of everything that you're going to do, what kind of people you need to make this dream happen, like who's your staff going to be. You got all that to decide. We're not going to start hiring yet because there are some back end stuff that you need to do to be professional, so when you do bring on that new hire, all of your ducks are in a row. Well, you need a name. That's the next thing. Let's get your name together, because without a name, you can't go anywhere. You want to make sure, for one, nobody else has that name. So you're going to do a search on the web for that. You also want to search Instagram, because you do need an Instagram. Social media is taking over. Like, before I pick a name, I make sure that it's not already taken on social media. I can get a domain name for it. Your domain name is what your website name is, the www dot. Now, you have options with that. You don't necessarily have to do a .com anymore. You can do a .co, .net. It's more options. So it's a wider range of picking names now, but you want to make sure nobody else has it. And you can do a search online for trademark purposes. Make sure nobody else has that name. It's available on Facebook, it's available on Instagram, and you can get it as a domain. Once you found all of those things out and your name is clear, stick with it, and now you're gonna register everything so nobody else can take it. You need an employer identification number here in Georgia, AKA an EIN. That is gonna replace your social security number, because now everything is about the business. So instead of putting your social on stuff, you're gonna put the EIN. So I put a link on the bottom of how you register that. Put that to the side, and then you want to form your business with an LLC. Very important. Once you get your LLC, typically it could take about a week. You can pay extra to expedite it, but in Georgia, to open up your bank account, they're going to ask you for your articles of incorporation, and that is exactly what the LLC is. Once you are granted that name with an LLC, they'll send you an email with the date your LLC was established, and you need that paper for a lot of things in the future. So you're going to do your Instagram account, your Facebook account, your domain name, and not a trademark so quick. And I'll discuss that later. Trademarks are extremely expensive, so you want to make sure you have a good niche before you get a trademark. You need a logo. You need a logo, a professional logo, please. I recommend paying someone for it. You can go on Fiverr or Fiverr. I really don't know how to pronounce that site. That's a site you can go on, and it's freelancers on there looking for jobs. And you can have a budget and find somebody under that budget, or you can find someone that makes the graphic designs to your liking by looking at their previous work, and then they'll charge you their fee. But when you are getting your logo, make sure you don't just get a plain flat logo with a white background. You're going to need a PDF. You're going to need an AI or a transparent logo. Reason why you need that, because if you put your logo on flyers or anything, you don't want that white background. So you have to pay a little bit extra on that website to get all of the different levels of a logo, but it's worth it. And when you pay extras, maybe an extra $5 to $20 for all the different types of logo you need. So make sure you have one that's transparent, a vector file for it, and something that you like. And it's okay if you don't love it right away. You just need something to get you started. Because once you start building your brand, you may develop it differently, because I went through that. Like the logo we have now, I changed it from when we first opened. And change is good. Like sometimes in our industry, if you're always seeing the same thing, and I'm talking about from a customer standpoint, you might get bored. So you might have to revamp and rebrand every now and again. Then you have to have your brand colors, okay? Ooh, now since I got this down, you need your brand colors first. And let me tell you why. Because when you go on the site to find someone to make your logo, that's one of the questions that they're gonna ask you. Like, what font do you love? What colors is your business gonna be? So that's something to think about before you do your logo, is what are your colors gonna be. Now with your brand colors, you need the hex code, HEX. That code is needed to keep everything consistent. One place to kind of play around with hex codes and different color combinations is a site called cooler.co, and it's like a generator. Like, you have no idea what colors you want your brand to be, go on that site. They'll just start popping colors on the screen and you're like, oh, I like this one, I like that one. Then before you know it, you got all your brand colors. I recommend having 2 to 3 brand colors, just so that everything isn't flat. And then you have options to pop in, you know, accent colors with different things, so you just won't have one color. You might say, hey, I like pink, but there's so many different shades of pink. Look at my wall. Some people might even think my top is pink, you know? It's so many different shades of pink. Look at my keyboard. You see what I'm saying? So that hex code is gonna let that designer know exactly what shade your pink is, or red is, or blue is, or green, whatever color you decide. And then like your logo will be the color, any colors you use on your website, your flyers, like everything will match as long as you have a hex code. And it's crazy because I didn't learn about hex codes until I was already in business for over 15 years. Ain't that crazy? I literally just learned about hex codes when Canva got super popular. So I'll say like maybe the last 4 years I discovered a hex code, and that saved my life. Now I no longer have to try to match my different greens and blues and stuff. That hex code, everything is gonna match. In order to do all of the stuff with the city and the county, they're gonna need an email address. And I highly recommend just having one. Don't use your personal, because things get mixed up and you want everything as organized as possible. So get your Gmail business account, and then once you get your website, then you'll transition to a different, more professional email. So get your Gmail email address, and don't do Miss Pretty V755 Sexy Legs. No. Do one with your business name, and if it's already taken, it's okay. Just put a dot in the middle. Sometimes those dots help out a lot. Like for instance, my salon name is Press Bar. Somebody may have already, they don't, but they may have already had Press Bar at Gmail. Then I might want to do pressbar.salon@gmail. And now you can get your website. So it's very important to have pictures, high quality photos for the website. I don't even recommend using stock photos, because you want to start having your own look and starting your own brand. So try your hardest not to do stock photos. Also on that site, Fiverr, you can find local people, photographers, designers that can help you out with that. And then there is another site called Model Mayhem. I'll put that on the bottom. You can set up an account with them, and it's full of models. So if you're looking for models and you don't want to use clients, I recommend Model Mayhem. And also Instagram, just hashtag models with your city in the back, and a bunch will pop up. Hashtag hair models with the city in the back, and a bunch will pop up. The reason why I say use models instead of actual customers for your website and anything that you're gonna print, it saves the world. First off, models, they're always looking for content for them to use as well, and don't spend too much. There's too many models out here that can do a great job for your first photo shoot that will either do it for free because they want to expand their portfolio, so they need content, or they might just want their hair and makeup done for free, you know. So get you some models from Model Mayhem, from IG, from Facebook. I also say try not to use friends and family. Only because if they're not already professional models, it's gonna make your job harder. You're gonna spend all this money on a photographer, money on a makeup artist, maybe money on a location, time doing all the hair. And then you look at the pictures and the model did not give you the look that you wanted. So I recommend going straight for a model because they're gonna know how to pose, they're gonna smile like you want. See, I'm not a good model, but they know their angles, you know what I'm saying? So use a model so that you can get that look you want through the pictures. You also want to get your sales and use tax certificate. You need this if you are going to sell anything in your salon. If you're not going to sell nothing, it's not that important right now, but I always recommend it because hell, you never know. What if a year down the line you want to start selling stuff? So I always recommend getting a sales and use tax certificate. This is going to make you exempt for paying sales tax. So when you are buying shampoos, conditioners, different things in your salon to retail, you should be paying tax. The customer is going to pay it, not you. And in order to be exempt from tax, you need the sales and use tax certificate. I'll put a link on the bottom for that. And if you're going to have employees, you need an account with your Department of Labor. Now, this doesn't go for those that have salon suites or do booth rent at all, because anyone working in your establishment and their booth rent or doing a salon suite, they're not your employees. But let's say you have an establishment where you have front desk and you're paying them a check, you're taking out taxes and stuff, you have to have an account with the Department of Labor. So you just check on that with your state, and I'll put a link on the bottom. It's 2 different professional licenses you need. First off, if you are a hairstylist, you need your professional license, you know, the one that you got from school when you did all your hours, in order to be able to style hair. You got that license. And then you also need a license for the salon name. That's another license that comes from the Board of Cosmetology. Excuse me. That license, as well as your professional license, come from the Board of Cosmetology. And then you need a license from the city or county in order to do business in that location. My businesses are in Gwinnett County. One is in Lawrenceville, Georgia. The county is Gwinnett. So I have my hairstylist cosmetology license. I have my salon name license, which is Press Bar. And then I have a license from Gwinnett County to open up and do business in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Once you find your location, because remember, you thought about all of this already. You're like, hey, I want to be downtown in the city. So you're going to find a building, pay your deposits, get your keys, and from that, now you're going to fill out your salon license with the Board of Cosmetology. Then you're going to go to the county and get your license through the county. So you got your website going, you got your email address, your logo, your brand colors, your IG and your Facebook. Now go ahead and set everything up. Gonna set your IG up because you got pictures now. You know what location, what area you're gonna be in. You got your email address going on. You can start your Facebook now. And there you go. Now you can start hiring because you already have the platforms, the social media presence. You already did your first photo shoot. You have a presence online, which is so important because you're going to use that for your hiring now. You're going to be posting stuff on there. You're going to, you got your email address, so when you do your post for your now hiring on Craigslist or whatever platform you decide to use, Indeed, whatever, now everything is coming to one business email address, okay? Now, once you get your location and you already got your CO, you got all the licenses hanging up that you need to get a Google business account. That's how people will be able to find you on Google, be able to get your address and put in their GPS just from typing you in on Google, okay? It's really important. And this is how you get your reviews. Without a Google account, there's no way to get Google reviews. That's pretty much the basics, you know? Now, it's time to go. because you got to decorate this place. You got to hire contractors. You got to fill it up with supplies and equipment. You got to order cards and flyers and get people in there working and promote, market. Woo! That's the fun part. But before you get to the fun part, you got all this other stuff to do. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to answer any questions that y'all need. I'm here for you. So in order for me to be here for you, I need to know what you need. So you can comment, like, and share, please. Follow me on all social media accounts, okay? See you soon.